PFF TV, Solomon Wilcots, Steve Palazzolo. He's my great teacher here at PFF. So we're having a lot of fun kicking around some good football. Let's talk about the Washington Redskins because the quarterback situation was a unique one heading into the 2019 draft. They had already given a $94 million four-year contract to Alex Smith, who was injured and then had that staph infection. We don't expect to see a lot of him in 2019, so that meant they had to land a quarterback in this draft, and they get Dwayne Haskins. First of all, let's talk about Alex Smith and then transitioning to whether it's Case Keenum or Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Redskins went in expecting to need a quarterback until the Alex Smith injury and invested a lot in him. He was going to be their guy moving forward. But I like what they did with Haskins. You know, they sat at 15. A lot of rumors, a lot of smoke. They may have created some of the smoke, and that's why Daniel Jones.
But they didn't panic, right?
Yeah, they did not panic at all, but they wanted Dwayne Haskins by all reports. They get him at number 15. I think it is a perfect landing spot for him. And then when you compare him to Case Keenum, Keenum's pretty much been a bridge quarterback. I think he was a bridge in Denver into Joe Flacco and now Drew Lock, and I think he's probably a bridge to Dwayne Haskins here in Washington. Lets you kind of slow play the rookie as he's getting a feel for the NFL.
Can't impress enough at how Case Keenum and Dwayne Haskins really saving the Redskins from maybe the decision to give a ton of money to Alex Smith. $94 million, we talked about it, but $31 million in cap money on the next 2 years of this contract. They have guaranteed money paid to Alex Smith, 2019, 2020. That means they needed a more economic-friendly quarterback situation moving forward. So talk about Dwayne Haskins, we know he's on a rookie deal, but here is a young quarterback with a big-time arm. What are you seeing with him in terms of his ability to play right away, or will it take some time?
Yeah, it's a tough one, right? Because you've seen examples of both. You know, a lot of people say, well, Patrick Mahomes sat for a year, and other guys jumped right into it. I think with only 1 year of experience at Ohio State, I don't hate the idea of him seeing the field early. But I think the biggest thing with Haskins, he does need that supporting cast around him. And you mentioned the Alex Smith contract. That really hurts their ability to build the supporting cast, the receivers that they need. Pretty good offensive line, which is nice. So I don't mind if they let Haskins ease into it a little bit, give Keenum a little bit of time to start. But once Haskins has those receivers that can get open, short, intermediate level, the good arm, accuracy at both of those levels, he has good zip, has good touch. I think he's going to be very much dependent on that supporting cast. So if you do slow play him a little bit, it gives you a little bit of time to build those guys around him.
And for everyone here at Pro Football Focus, what is it about? How a quarterback operates in a clean pocket.
That's right.
Well, Dwayne Haskins operates very well in a clean pocket. Graded out at about 90.2, somewhere in there. He did a really good job, 90.7 in a clean pocket. But when he gets to the Washington Redskins, how will he handle pressure? I think that's going to be the key because he did not score very well there, even at Ohio State. If it's an offensive line that doesn't do a good job of protecting a young quarterback, then he should sit. If they're going to give him time, he's got a big-time arm. He can really, I think, he processes very well. He throws with great anticipation. However, you've got to keep him in a clean pocket, and that means Case Keenum. What do we think about Case Keenum? I've seen good Case. I've seen very bad Case.
Yeah, I think ultimately you look at that 2017 season, that was his career year with the Minnesota Vikings. He was fantastic under pressure, but the reason why we focus on the clean pocket stuff is it's just tough to bank on really good play under pressure, and that's what happened last year with the Denver Broncos. He regressed back a little bit. I mean, I think Case Keenum, much like the description I gave of Haskins, if you put the perfect situation around him, in that Minnesota situation, even though the O-line wasn't great, he had great receivers. He had Diggs, Thielen, those guys that could go get the ball, create separation, and also win at the catch point. So I don't think Keenum's the guy that you're necessarily going to build around. I think bridge quarterback is the perfect description for him. He's a bridge to Dwayne Haskins. It just gives you the ability to say, when Dwayne Haskins is ready, he's our guy, but you get to make that determination and let him say he knows the offense, we have the O-line, we have the receivers, now it's Haskins' team.
15 interceptions last year for Case Keenum during his 16-game run with the Denver Broncos. I
think that's more the real Case Keenum.
That is more the real Case Keenum. And I just believe that we're going to see Dwayne Haskins a lot earlier than most people think. Many of these teams, they don't want to have to play that young quarterback early, but just about every single one of them in the 2018 draft, end up playing. You had to get him on the field. And Lamar Jackson, I think, was one of the last to get a start. And he was one of the few to play in the postseason. So I think today, in today's NFL, the young quarterbacks, when you're drafted this high, you're drafted for a reason. And that reason is to play and not sit on the bench. I'm Solomon Wilcots. He's Steve Palazzolo for Pro Football Focus TV.